Well, welcome back to the Piney Woods Homestead, y'all. Had to show that little clip there. Cats are loving that wood stove being fired up, and so am I, because it's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just now getting outside to get my day started, but it's Saturday, and I told my boss, I said, I need a little time off. And I'm picking. I'm talking about Lisa. She's kept me busy this week, y'all, scheduling firewood deliveries and excavator work. And I told her, I said, I need a day off. Just give me a day off. So tomorrow, that day off's coming. I'm gonna rest. But today, we're going to hop on the Easy Boardwalk Junior and try to get some flooring milled up, some subflooring for this off-grid cabin. That's what's happening today, guys. Thanks for stopping in at the Piney Woods Homestead. Hit that like and subscribe if you hadn't. And y'all, if you have, as always, we do appreciate you. We're cat poor around here, y'all. That means we got a bunch of them, but between the cats and the king snakes, we ain't got a lot of mice. We'll get everything fed up, get the sawmill warmed up, the tractor, that Kubota L2501, and I'm gonna have to go back in the house and get me warmed up again. Then we're gonna hop on the mill. Huh. Well, I was going to touch up this box blade real quick where it got chained down on the equipment trailer and took some paint off just to keep the rust off of it as best I can. But I'm getting ready to mill. Everything is greased up, fueled up, warmed up. It's the production, y'all, just to get things ready to even cut that first board. So I'm gonna get this sorted out, touch this up real quick, and we'll get to milling. All right, y'all, the purpose of what I'm cutting today is for a subfloor for this cabin up here. Originally, I was just gonna put 1-inch shiplap style boards down. Got a router bit for that. Just gonna put 1-inch deck down on top of those. I believe it's 2x10s is what we use for the floor joist, but got looking at it the other day and I thought, you know, I would rather have a sturdier floor inside of this cabin just to last longer. So I'm gonna put down 2x material, or 1.5 is what I'm actually cutting it, true dimension like store-bought. We'll put that down, and then I can face nail my shiplap flooring that's 1 inch, or close to it, right on top of that, y'all. So it's gonna make for a nice sturdy floor, and nobody's gonna be falling through and breaking their leg. It's Matthew here at the Piney Woods Homestead, guys. If you have tried our Piney Woodsman Beard Balm, you're going to be thrilled over this. We've come up with a new flavor, as we call them around here, guys. Deer Stand, that's what it's called. It's going to remind you of deer hunting in the fall. The smell of fresh leaves falling, the smell of fresh dirt being turned over, the smell of that crisp morning air as you're climbing up into the deer stand, freezing your tail off. Guys, you're going to love Deer Stand from Piney Woodsman. All right, that log was not the best, but we ended up with 5 2x8s, and they're about 11 feet long, and they're not perfect. There's some wane on them, but it's not gonna make a big deal. I'll use those as subfloor and then come back on top with that 1 inch shiplap style and face nail it. Have a nice solid floor. We'll load it on this trailer, and I'll take it up there to the cabin and show you what I'm talking about, why I decided to go ahead and do it this way. All right, so we're inside of the cabin, and these are, I believe they're 2x10s, the floor joists. And this is a 1 inch board. And when I step on it, it feels pretty solid, but there's a little bit of deflection. And I just don't like that at all. So we're going to take 1.5 inch stuff, dressed, put a subfloor down. That's as solid as a rock, y'all. And then when I come back and put the 1 inch shiplap the other direction, it'll be going along with these floor joists, whereas the 1.5 inch stuff would be going that way for strength. We'll have a beautiful floor that's not going to sag one bit. I am going to try my best to give you a little 360 of what it looks like on the inside thus far inside this cabin. And keep in mind, y'all, it's only 10 by 10. That's the footprint of this thing. All right, I'm standing fairly much in the center. Let me turn the camera around, see if I can do a little bit better job for you. All right, I'm on the back wall in the corner, looking out the front at these old-fashioned single-pane windows. See the roof line for the porch out there. Notice how high the ceiling is inside. I love that. Kind of panning around. And this is the look that you're going to see on the inside, y'all. These rough cut boards. Pretty cool. All right, now I'm standing where bunk beds will be, looking out the other side. And that opening right there beside of that side window, that's where our stove pipe for a chimney will go out. And eventually we'll get to that. I'm not sure if we're going to use the stove we already have or get something a little smaller. I'm going to show y'all this real quick. Coming off the front porch, there's a huge ravine down here in the front, and I'm just going to walk and show you what makes this little spot so cool for a cabin. So I realize that it's hard for a camera to pick up details of topography, but looking down in here, y'all, there is just a huge ravine. And when we have wet weather, this creek is got plenty of water in it. It's been cut over the years, but it's just a beautiful spot. Big timber all over this ditch bank. A whole lot of privet hedge in front of the cabin, makes it give you that secluded feel. Big massive red oak here. It's just a good spot for a bench or a hammock, something like that, to just relax. And if you look real close, you can see the cabin up through the woods here. Y'all, that's gonna wrap it up for us today at the Piney Woods. I gotta get back down on that sawmill and get the rest of these boards cut. It's not gonna happen unless I do it. And I want to give a shout out to a fellow that I met just the other day. Came by to pick up some campfire wood for his campsite. He and his family have been traveling the country, and he drives one of these neat, calls it a buggy. It's got huge tires. It's a rock crawler. Tarleton, I believe it's Tarleton Truck and Off-Road. I believe that's right. I'm gonna put a link to it in the description to their channel. I think they started about a year ago. And it was just really neat to meet him. Nice godly man, and he's taking his family around and showing them all kinds of adventures. So check them out if you have time, guys. Y'all have a good day, a great week, and Lord willing, and the creek don't rise too high, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.